we'll get our last resistance encounter no matter what we do. But yeah, I like being able to look at the map and kind of plan a course and have some amount of information about what I'm doing. And I'm unlikely to go past the first fight here.
With it, the remains of philosophy,
Oh, that was...
reason, and insight.
What? Kleptomaniac, clutch hitter. I'm not sure what the stress heal there was from. I'm going to avoid putting Dismiss at the front right off the bat, so that I can get the Intimidate off with the Leper. Every time the Plague Doctor is involved in a positive interaction, when she turns towards the camera, it is like the ultimate Kermit the Frog face, and I can't get over it every single time. So are you referring specifically to like certain character classes are discouraged? Because I think that is definitely one of the challenges that they have in early access, for sure. No question. They need to figure out how to make the class balance feel a little more rewarding. And, you know, some of the classes feel very, like, core and central. Like, to me, the Jester is, like, an almost auto pick. Very hard to get by without the Jester because their stress heal is so strong. But I think we had similar problems to that previously as well. Let's see. We're gonna get another turn here because I want to do a stress heal on the Leper. That's what I was thinking about. But yeah, I do think that some of the classes, as is always the case, right? This is nothing new here, but you know, getting the class balance right to where certain combinations work and sound good and feel good is you know, a delicate balance. Yeah, so Plague Doctor, I've had some successful runs without the Plague Doctor, for sure. 5. We're going to put on a 4-point Blight. Oh, that isn't the one that's going next. Perfect. Okay. Oh, big resist. But yeah, I think that the other question mark that I don't have an answer for necessarily. Let's see. Everybody gets some... We don't really have any stress healing to do. Nah, we're pretty much done with this fight. I mean, honestly, the character that I find myself taking probably more than any others is, strangely enough, the Leper. I find the Leper to be insanely strong. I probably shouldn't have taken this second fight, if we're going to be honest. So we'll see how this goes. But you do have to defeat at least one lair now to make it to the end. And so I was tempted to try and take out the Librarian, because I think we have a decent team for them. But let's see, Leper's going next, so I don't really want to swap order quite yet. Yeah, no, thank you for swinging by. Lovely to see you, and I'll catch you around. Have a good one, and RimWorld will be tomorrow. If I don't know if you're free, but that is when I will be playing RimWorld next. So happy to show you around the world. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Let's see, we still got 2 taunt here. So, you're roasted. Okay, I guess that... These guys are the worst. Maybe I'm meant to attack them first. Because they are so staggeringly annoying. We get a nice point blank, and then that will parlay well into getting the leper back up to the front. Oh, they all get to go. That's not what you like to see. Don't pull them forward. Of course. Now I don't get the stress heal. That's all that was about.
Extinguished at last.
Three, and you're at 6. Intimidate can't get you there. Gonna do that.
Timed.
Just, I don't want that guy going again.
Is a lesson learned.
I guess we put up the dodge if we're gonna do anything. Alright, getting rid of corpses is only a good thing for us.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
We may still get that stress heal off after all. Okay. Gambling a little bit on the Death Store not landing. Never get cut a break, but that's nice. Oh, that's unfortunate. You did not need that. That's something they do need to work on. Is that negative quirk happened there at a time when it couldn't have done that. On kill extra action. I mean, I kind of want to go for this. What's the worst that could happen?
The conflagration must be stopped. The librarian must be destroyed.
We can get double play grenade here. The sooner we get that rolling, the happier we will be. Oh, songs, poem, plays, we will never know. Heartbreaker. Okay, so we're gonna rely heavily on the leper to tank here. Yeah, we want those mandatory readings going on to the leper as much as possible. Ooh, that's nice. I think that increases blight too, maybe? No. Oh yeah, it does. There we go. Love it. One thing that is consistent, ooh, shuffle? Yep. What is the play here? I'm just gonna do this. I don't like doing extra damage here, but, oh, and the Jester's not gonna get a chance to, oh yeah, the Jester is gonna get a chance to move the Leper up one, which is good. That was an unfortunate, but I think the Librarian is the easiest of the lairs, in my opinion. Thank you, Bear. That was a real nail biter. I think at the end things were pretty under control, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. Thank you for the tips and the guidance. Felt really good to win that one. Things are going well with this. We're trying out the new infernal option here, which is basically the equivalent of dark runs from Darkest Dungeon 1. I don't know if you are familiar, but dark runs basically mean that the enemies are significantly stronger and you get some additional positive rewards. And we are very much hoping that this guy does not kill us. Ooh, the bleed resist. Now this is where... I think our leper has the opportunity to cure themselves. Ooh, that's a lot of fire damage, though. I think we have to do the self-heal immediately. I wasn't planning on that. I think we're still relatively in good shape. Those were nice stress heals, too. Being a little greedy going for the Inspiring Tune here, but I think we're nearing the end of this. And I'd like to come out as good as possible. So yeah, so you can imagine Darkest Dungeon 2 as Darkest Dungeon 1 meets Slay the Spire almost. So the game is much more like short and episodic, like, yeah, it feels good and is a lot prettier. Oh, whenever I see that death blow, I'm like, was that one of mine? It was not. Yikes. Okay. Okay, we need this fight to end ASAP. Because we are taking a lot of damage. And if the Librarian makes it to the front, you get very dead. So we don't want that to happen. It would be pure greed right now to not just go for the kill and get out of here. But we did that successfully, which is great.
The one pleasant in the extreme. This work is noble and necessary.
We're gonna have to clean house, but yeah. So no grinding. I'll kind of give you an overview now that we're out of combat. So much like Slay the Spire, every time you start a run, you are presented with a map. That's what this over here on the left is. You start here at the inn, and then you go down a branching set of paths. The cobbled branches have a hallway fight in them, basically. And the nodes are different things like assistance or an encounter with cultists or a place to buy and sell, so on and so forth. And then you make your way to the next inn. And you'll always encounter 4 inns before a major boss, basically. So you can think of each one of these as like the equivalent of... What is it the equivalent of? The equivalent of like a dungeon in Darkest Dungeon 1. I'm going to get rid of this. So we have fire resist here. I think for the remainder of this one, this is good. I'm going to let that range token go. And then extra action on kill. I think for now, we'll just put that here, and I'll get rid of the stun resist. But yeah, so it is roguelite in the sense... I want to keep that bleed token trinket. It is roguelite in the sense that there is a meta progression that you access on kind of the main screen. But it is significantly... The games are significantly shorter by design. Increased stacking is kind of meh. So I'm going to let that go. But we're starting to get deep into I don't want to get rid of stuff territory. I probably should have checked to see if we have open slots here before I cleaned house quite so aggressively. Yep. I always make that mistake.
An elementary problem, is it not?
Okay, lots of votes for question mark. Each time you come to one of these forks in the road, your party members will vote, and everyone who you agree with, like I'm going off to the right here, will get stress healing, and everyone who you defy will get stress damage. Now, the other thing that we haven't talked about is now there are relationships that are developed over time. Characters become friendly or unfriendly as they do nice things for each other until they eventually become some type of uber relationship, either positive or negative. So that's like the equivalent of mental breaks, basically. You can think of it that way. Ooh. Stealth paying off right off the bat. I'm going to try and get the back dude out of the way because he is super annoying. Well, so much for that plan. He's going to go into stealth, which will give him auto crit. Another thing about the game that I think is very well designed is they did away with the RNG of like hits and misses, which always felt so bad in Darkest Dungeon 1. Things are a lot more predictable now. Let's just blind this guy. He's going to be around for a while. I think that's okay. And then let's also blind her. Ooh, big hit there. Okay, we're gonna need to heal our leper, for sure. Leper doesn't go for a while, so let's hit him with the heal. So now misses are created by blindness. So you can see this blind token means this guy will have a 50% chance of missing on an attack. And the opposite, or the inverse, is dodge. So you can have dodge tokens that will have the same effect. And there are 2 levels of dodge. There's like low and high level dodge, basically. Let's see. We still have a taunt token. I'm just going to bleed this guy up. So yeah, I think it's very well done in terms of like smoothing out some of the really punishing stuff about the combat. And some of the class synergies, like I was saying before, feel really good. Feel very enjoyable. Okay, so that was a miss because he was blinded, which feels great. And so that respectful was because they have a positive relationship. And it gave 2 strength tokens, which increased the damage that we do. So now we're doing 9 to 18. Big hit there. Tempted to do it again. I'm going to blind this guy. Nope, I'm not. Just kidding. Resisted. So I like this. I'm going to encore the Highwayman, which is going to give the Highwayman 2 attacks in a row. I'm going to lunge forward and then point blank shot back so that we keep our leper in the front position, because that's where we want our leper to be.
A simple variable, easily resolved.
This will give us 2 actions if he gets dazed. He did not get dazed. Yes, so all hero abilities have an upgrade, and we'll see that shortly when we get to the inn. Since we have not seen the inn yet. The inn is where you do upgrading, and you spend what are called mastery points, which are one of the three currencies that you collect over the course of a run.
All problems have their solutions, even the big ones.
So this fight, we got a random trinket and some relics. Relics are one of the 3 currencies. So let me show you. I'll show you the currencies really quickly. So this is your inventory. In your inventory, you have combat items, inn items, which can only be used at the inn, trinkets, which I'm going to discard, and then upgrades for your stagecoach. And then down at the bottom here, you can see that we have relics, which is essentially gold pieces. You have baubles that are used to buy trinkets, and then you get mastery points, which are used to upgrade your skills. So you're always trying to get as many mastery points as possible, because some of the skill upgrades are very critical. They're very, very powerful, and they can really transform how an ability works. Every character, at any point, you can switch, and every character has, 11 abilities? 8, 9, 10, 11? 11 abilities that you can swap with at any time, basically. And all of them have 1 upgrade. And you unlock them over time, so you don't have them by default. You basically, through the course of unraveling the story, you learn about the backstories of the heroes, because now the heroes are named. So previously, you could have 2 jesters or something like that. Now you can only have 1 jester, and they have a story about how they came to be who they are, basically, which I think is kind of fun. I like the lore element of it. So right now I'm equipping combat items, mostly just to get them out of my inventory. And then I want to keep the bleed resist trinket. So something, we can get rid of the food. Food needs a buff. The way that food gets played is not very satisfying in this game, or the way that food gets utilized. I'm going to go left here. It doesn't matter. These are 2 identical paths. We're going to have a fight in both of them. You may also notice that when I'm steering the cart, I am turning into piles of garbage. That is intentional, because weirdly enough, that's how you find stuff in the game. It sounds strange, but you as you traverse the space and you run over the piles of debris, you have the potential of gaining some goodies, basically. Also, I should say, one change over the previous incarnation is lots of abilities have limitations on when they can be used. Like, for instance, Inspiring Tune, you'll see in the lower left, say, requires target to have 5+ stress, which means you can't zero out your party's stress just by stalling at any time. Your characters have to kind of, I'm going to say, fall on hard times a little bit in order to be able to use some of the abilities. And it changes the game rather drastically, if we're being honest. Let's see. What's my plan here? I think we can secure this kill. Get riposte up. I'm going to be And then I'm going to encore here, which is going to allow me to get the Highwayman back, because the Highwayman's now going to go before the Leper. Also, the turn order is up here, if you didn't catch it, in the upper right. And it's very nice that you kind of know the order in which people are going to be doing things. Then I'm going to Solemnity here. Solemnity is just a huge heal that scales off of the amount of hit points that people have, which is really nice. All right. And then we're sitting pretty. Sitting pretty. But yeah, one thing that I really like is, so the Leper has a design aspect that I actually think is fascinating, which is that I'll show it when the Leper's turn comes up. But the Leper self-debuffs, basically. Let's see. Let's get rid of you. So that's them gaining a relationship point, which is very nice. And this is a relationship proccing. So this is a guaranteed crit. So crits are also can be guaranteed. But so the Leper right now, you'll see Chop has a very large damage range, but then it has self 75% chance to blind. Hey, Stakes. Happy Friday. So the Leper has this large hit that when they do it, might blind them. But then when you upgrade it, you can avoid blind by having combo on targets, which is, it's all a very interesting dynamic. All right, so this guy's dead the next time he acts, which means we're in good shape. I'm going to kill time a little bit to see if I can get the Plague Doctor going. Because we have the crit, which I think is going to guarantee or potentially give us some stress healing. We got the stress healing on the wrong person there. All right. Ooh, turn start 15% chance to dodge is very big. Who am I going to put that on, though? I think I'm going to put that on here for now. And I can get rid of that. There we go. All right, continuing forward. So resistance encounters reduce loathing. Loathing increases each time we're at the inn, and the results of loathing are increased danger throughout the course of the run. So you fight these resistance encounters, which reduce the loathing level, and if you let that spiral out of control, you're gonna have a real bad time. So right now what I'm looking at is some people want to fight, some people don't. And I actually don't. No, I do want to do. We need to win this fight to get the reward for the section. So that damaged our relationships a bit. But that's okay. We can probably shrug it off. Okay, so that was a nice stress heal right there.
A slow dissection.
And I also like that some of the abilities carried over. Some of the really, like, satisfying ones. Like, I am a huge fan of Plague Grenade, always have been. That's a lot, though. Let's do that, just to stem the bleeding. That also potentially improves their relationship. And then... this guy has a tendency to do these, like, big AoEs that I don't like. Respectful is proccing a crazy amount. Ooh, massive heal. Doesn't matter who I'm hitting with that. That's really just like my taunt enabler. Now, Immobilize is an interesting dynamic that says you can't be moved, which sometimes can be really good because it means that certain abilities you can use without incurring the disadvantage of, say, moving back. So I'm trying to focus this guy down right now. I almost got there, but not quite. At any time, you can press G also to get a full list of all of the abilities, which I think is a nice touch. Since you pretty quickly get used to them, but there's a lot of stuff going on there. All right, 2, 3, 3. I think we secure both those kills with that one attack, and then this would get us some goodwill. So this guy has 3 50% dodge trinkets. Tokens, not trinkets. We could... These two are already super friends, so I don't need to worry too much about that. So I think I just keep stacking the Blight on her in the back. Hey, you in the back. And I'm going to do this because I don't mind our leper getting reposted, and I want to get the taunt up again. Even though she heals all the time. But we'll just keep stacking the dots. Much like the original game, dots, very powerful.
Haste and carelessness, all marks of the unprepared.
We have taunt here, so... actually, I think we try and burn her down. I don't want her getting another chance to do healing. The fire damage is out of control, so little heal there. What's she at? 9? Alright. Enemies now have Death's Door resistance, though. That's something we hadn't talked about yet, I don't think. But, boy, can that make a difference. Can really catch you off guard. It's very unlikely that we get... Yeah, it's very unlikely that we get her dead, so... Okay, that blind isn't that bad, because we're going to be using the heal to remove what is an absolute mountain of debuffs here.
Welcome relief from caustic agony.
She on Death's Door? Yeah. So we intimidate for the kill there, while also controlling this. And then I think, to be on the safe side, I'm going to Encore here, which is going to give the Plague Doctor another turn. This is another... Encore is another ability that I really appreciate on the Jester. Like, it gives you so much dynamics to kind of, like, shift your party order around, which is very cool. Yeah, and there's those insane dodge trinkets paying dividends. Oh, damn.
Calculated generosity.
Heals also have limits within the context of battle. So you need to be careful about that. You can't just heal forever. I could have used a milk-soaked rag to remove my blindness, but I don't think it was worth it. Wow, this trinket and the amount of dodge that it generated for our leper was kind of insane. So you can see there that fight generated +1 mastery for us, which is really nice. Yeah, so cooldowns are all over the place, and I think very well implemented. They don't feel too punishing. Are we gonna do another melee trinket? Right now I'm running Dismiss as a ranged character. I should probably move away from Open Vein to something like this. Get Grape Shot Blast out there? Nah. I think Double Tap is better as a finisher. Take Aim is quite good too. I shouldn't sleep on that. But I don't think we have a place for the Gnarly Knuckles. Have we picked up anything? And then, hold on, I need to check the stagecoach here for a second. We have 2 slots, we have 2 things that are going in, so I don't want to get rid of anything else. So that means that from the inventory, we need to drop... what? We have a lot of good stuff here. I think that can go. All right. That will get us a little bit of the way there. We're almost done with the first leg here. But we should, if we're smart, we should get rid of something else. I don't like, do these really not stack? All right, we're going to get rid of one whittling tools. That's a -3 stress in the inn, which we'll see in a moment here. But every time we run over one of these, which I just missed one, we might get something. Hey, you two, stop fighting. We had a little blue stress event there. But we have a chance of getting something significantly better than we just threw away. And we always end with a cultist fight that's a 3-stage fight. So we'll see how we do with that. But this is good news. Our jester got blinded, but we have our highwayman is going first, and then our plague doctor is going, and our plague doctor has our milk-soaked linen. So let's see. I'm going to do that to you vulnerable. Vulnerable is another way to increase damage in addition to strength. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, it's not that nice, actually. So I'm going to remove the blind here. And then drop the plague grenade out back.
An unavoidable end.
Now, I can roll the dice here. So 50-50. But if it lands, it does 18 points of damage. I just don't think it's worth it.
A breakthrough.
Let's get the taunt up. No need to be foolish. And this should get the kill, no problem. Yeah, I think the uses per battle, those are a little rough. Like you can get into some long battles and really feel like you're in rough shape because you can't heal anymore. You can see how that could be a little unfortunate. We still have some taunt. I want to be on the safe side there. There we go. It's dead. This one keeps moving forward until it gets to the front, and then it explodes. Okay, you have one riposte up. I'll try that. This back guy had 2 dodge tokens. That's kind of surprising to me. So I'm... Oh, interesting. I always get the ordering on the dodge tokens backwards. This guy should be dead. I'm doing that just to get rid of the stacks there. Taking that hit to the face, probably not worth it. I just realized something that I actually weirdly hadn't thought about before. Which is that debuff resist could also help the leper resist the blinds that they're incurring, which is very interesting. So I'm going to Encore here to give our Leper a second turn to do a Solemnity, which is their big self-heal. We did take a hit, but that's okay. Gotcha. We're not... I mean, I'm gonna advance because we're doing relatively well. I'm not super excited about doing the final fight of this series of 3, but I think we're okay for one more. We're gonna taunt here, so we don't need to Milk-Soaked Linen. That's okay. I'm doing that to remove the dodge token. So that's one of the things that I really like. Intimidate is a very strong ability on the Leper because it has a hit component and it adds taunt, and it doesn't really matter if it misses or not. So it has a lot of really nice stuff going on for it. And then we can Encore the Leper to drop a nice big hit on this guy to hopefully seal the deal. Yep, cool.
Early results are encouraging.
Yeah, Encore is just such a dynamic ability. Now we're getting a little bit into the danger zone here with this guy, but I think the vulnerable is going to allow us to get the work done we need to. I hate that. Okay, this little guy is going next, but that's okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna get it other ways. So I'm gonna keep play grenading her. Because when it moves to the front, it doesn't immediately do its action. It's the next turn. So we just have to smack it down. Which shouldn't be too hard. Yep, all done.
One less obstacle in our path.
One of the things about the Sprawl is the enemies all have a really high speed stat. Like, I'm endlessly surprised by the fact that it's just like... It's just like their turn, they all go first. Forced. That takes 6, you're at 7. So this one, it is unlikely that we do enough, and since they have Death's Door, they will not die. Well, okay, they might die to the Blight. That would be merciful. Ooh, that was a big hit. Alright, that's good.
Extinguished at last.
Friends forever. I think we go for the control here. Because I wanna take a moment to do a bit of healing here while this guy... I forgot. This is the one guy you kind of can't stall with very effectively. I think I still do the Solemnity, even if it's just for the one stress healing.
A calculated generosity, but a welcome one nonetheless.
And then I think we just axe this guy. Okay, so the last fight is a cultist fight, and they're usually pretty awful. We get, if it doesn't end our run, which I think it might, I'm just gonna...
Recognize your disadvantage.
Yeah.
And accept it.
I'm gonna accept my disadvantage, as Wayne just so articulately suggested, because that's gonna be a tough fight for us. We will eventually have to do those fights, but never use the invigorating intoxicants to any great effect. Oh, I see. You're so slow because of stiff knees. It's funny because I've been kind of almost enjoying the slow jester. Like, getting to the end of a turn and having your jester able to give someone else another turn is kind of really interesting. Like, good dynamic to that. The thing that we need most of all... So this is the inn. So you hit the inn at the end of each map segment. And this is an opportunity to recoup and bolster your team. If you lose anyone during the leg, you will be given an automatic replacement.
Even more, perhaps, for the restless soul.
Baldwin picked up turn start, 10% chance of getting blinded, which strangely is actually kind of annoying. Okay, so Disarming Dagger is a great one for a Jester. And I'm going to give the Cloak here, and I'm probably just going to let the Sacred Scribblings go, but now we have our in items. So our in items allow us to do things like remove quirks. So I'm going to try removing a quirk from Baldwin. Let's see which one we get. Not miss the mark, unfortunate. Then we can use the Poetry here to improve Dismas's... Wait, does this come with... No, this doesn't come with anything else. We don't actually need to use the Songbook, and it doesn't build any relationships, so I don't think it's worth doing. I like giving resistances to the Leper. They're going to take the most hits. But yeah, I'm going to get rid of that, and then we're going to take a look in the Provisioner. Roast Pig. Roast Pig we definitely buy. The Wild Tea I also kind of want to pick up. This I'm going to pick up. Both of these are going to give us a lot of positive quirk interactions, which is very nice for us. Now, we can install that. So this is the Wainwright is where we enhance our stagecoach. So we increased our ability to scout Forgotten Shrines, which gives us mastery. We have more healing. More passive healing, and more relic stacking. So that was a nice result. But now let's head back to here. So you're going to see all these yellow flashes here, and maybe some blue ones. But that was our relationships hopefully improving. Oop, there was a bad relationship. That's the blue ones. I think we netted out positively there. Now, mastery is the thing that I was talking about, Bear, previously. So, we have 5 points now that we can spend improving our character. Some things are useful, some things are not so useful. Like, as an example, Intimidate gains 1 point of damage, and it removes stealth. Not something we care too much about. Whereas Battlefield Medicine becomes a larger heal, which is a nice thing. We'll probably pick that up. Plague Grenade we use all the time, so that's an easy upgrade. Now, Take Aim is very strong. I also really like Highway Robbery. And I use Harvest a lot. Okay, I'm gonna grab. Okay, this is my plan. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab the Chop upgrade because you can see it ignores blind when the target is marked. We're gonna have some marked targets, I think, in our future. Well, I haven't really enabled it very well. Grape Shot Blast giving riposte when the target is marked is interesting. I'm going to grab that, and then... I like Fade to Black a lot here. So I'm going to grab that. And then... That's it for you. And then I'm going to... Hello? There we go. I'm going to keep Double Tap, but Double Cross, I think I'm going to let go in place of Highway Robbery. Just because it's great for removing buffs. And then... Yeah, I don't think we're changing anything else major here. Okay. So each time you have two options for where you go. We could go to the Tangle, which is like a verdant area. Or we could go to the Feater and pick up a Trinket Organizer. I'm more interested in the Tangle right now.
The front lines of a war that was never fought.
Now we can pick up the Wild Tea. Well, okay, let's look at our trinkets first. Oh, this is so good. The Reverberating Redoubt. I'm almost certainly going to pick that up. An extra action when hit for our Leper is insanely good. And then I'm also going to pick up the Wild Tea, because we can use that on the Leper to get rid of all of their quirks. That's a little bit of a shame. For now, I'm going to do that. We may switch those around later. I mean, 10% is not enough to make it worth it. We're probably not going to need Fire Resist again, so we'll do that. Now, we're looking for a field hospital early. We're sad that we lost the positive quirk that Baldwin had, but we got greedy, taking away the negative quirk, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. All right, let's go.